driving test, we have to understand that the examiner, it's a sole responsibility of the examiner to make a person pass or fail, right, according to his performance. So the student should understand that first of all, he has to perform like a driver, not like a student. And he has to be calm, relaxed, and in a happy mood.
Have you passed signal test?
Yes, sir.
What is the name of this sign?
No entry, sir.
No entry. So my dear, is it allowed to go?
No. It's one way.
So what we supposed to do when we see this sign from far away?
Should not enter.
The key to safe driving is observation. So the student has to do the main duty while driving is observe. Observe all round. Look ahead. Even if there is a car ahead of you, we are not supposed to fix the eyes on that car itself. We have to see what is going to happen ahead of that car and keep observing for other road users and traffic signs which are kept alongside the road. That is also for the information to be given to the drivers.
Okay, Mr. Sami, please make a U-turn from traffic signal. I'm sorry, the vehicle was closed. Make sure you have safe gap.
The students normally they are doing a mistake, we can say mistake, like while driving they are just sticking, they are keeping the focus just near circle in front of the car. What happens, the examiner can see this is safe to do a lane change, for example, so he will be asking the student to perform a lane change, but the student was not updating the information from the backside. So he doesn't know which track is free and how many cars are coming from the backside, any car is closer or in far distance, they don't know that as they were not updating. So as soon as they listen, do the lane change, they will look at the mirror. So they can see a car in the mirror, but they don't know the speed of the vehicle or the distance of the vehicle. So they will get confused. So sometimes they may delay. So the examiner thinks that, okay, it is safe to do a lane change, but the student is hesitating to do means he doesn't have the observation and his judgment is weak, poor. Then again the student will be thinking, if I delay more, the exam will get angry or he may get frustrated. By thinking in that way, they will take the hastened decision, which will be wrong.
Mr. Sami,
Yes, sir.
what is the speed limit of this road?
60, sir.
So what was your speed?
I don't know, sir.
It was more than 60, my dear. Please
sorry.
take care.
Other problem happens from the lack of observation is they are not looking at the boards. The traffic signs are kept alongside. Just now I have mentioned that the traffic signs are kept alongside the board to help the drivers to drive safely. So the board is saying this road, the speed limit is 60, and the student doesn't see the board and he doesn't know what is the speed of this road and he is just accelerating. Sometimes the speed is 60 and the road situation is supportive to drive to that speed, and the students are hesitating, thinking that, oh, I have to drive like a student, I have to be a very good student to get my test passed, so I will behave well. So they are mostly reducing the speed while driving, especially after reducing the speed or after stopping, they are not moving off the vehicle again.
So, Mr. Sami, I applied brake, I am sorry.
I think too fast, sir.
Yeah, it was fast. So, what we have to do?
Yeah,
We have to approach normally, and brake should be applied in advance,
Yes.
not at last moment.
Hard brake comes from the lack of distant focus. They are not having it. That means they are looking just closer to the vehicle. That means if there is a car in front of them, they'll be looking just behind that car, and that car may be a well equipped vehicle. The brake system is much better than your car maybe, and that driver's attitude is applying the brake at the last moment when he sees something, and he'll be applying the brake. So you won't be able to apply the brake properly progressively. It is called progressive braking. You have to apply always. So you won't be in a position to apply progressive braking, and you have to slam the brake. So it will be making the screeching noise, and it is not at all safe. It could be an accident even.
Mr. Sami, is it we have to look somewhere while merging to road?
I just checked this mirror and
Yeah, but that car was there, no?
I think it was far, sir.
Oh, I see. But it was not far. What was his speed?
I'm sorry, I couldn't.
That's okay. So please.
The other situation, the students are entering the main road, merging to the main road. This is also a problem we have seen. Mostly the students are doing that. From the side road to the main road. That means the traffic flow on the main road. So you have to be careful before you enter the main road. You are not supposed to make any trouble to the traffic flow on that road. So for that, the student will be checking, making sure, so they can see a car is coming from far distance and they are entering. And that is correct. They have the space to move. But after entering, if they are not accelerating, if they are not speeding up, then what happens? The vehicle which is coming the same track, the driver will be forced to do hard brake or to do the lane change. That means this student has caused that driver to change the position, which is also a failure.
So, Mr. Sami, while driving, what is the gap we have to maintain behind this vehicle?
You should see the tires of the car. I mean, it's moving.
I'm sorry, that is the distance when the vehicle is stationary, but while moving.
Hard brake happens two reasons. The first reason, they are not maintaining the safe distance. Second reason, they are not looking far distance. So they don't know what is going to happen ahead of them. So they are not able to anticipate. So they react. A safe driver must be always proactive, not reactive.
Okay, Mr. Sami, please overtake this vehicle. I'm sorry, Mr. Sami. Have you seen this vehicle?
Sorry, sir.
If there is an obstacle ahead of you, which is forcing you to drive or reduce the speed or to drive below average speed, you are supposed to do the lane change. You cannot continue behind that vehicle in test time. Many students are waiting for the instruction from the examiner, but the examiner is not supposed to give the instruction. Examiner has to evaluate that situation. If there is a situation arisen in this way, how you are going to react. Right? So you have to do the lane change. Student has to do the lane change. At the end of the time, the examiner asks you to do a parking. So mostly the students, they hurry, they rush it. So they'll be doing a hastened action to do the parking. So when the examiner says parking, first of all you have to see where the safe parking is. After that you have to see who is coming from the back side, because you are going to reduce the speed. Any change in your speed, it will affect the vehicle which is coming from the back side. So you have to see who is coming from the back side. Then again you focus where you want to stop, then apply the brake. So the progressive brake, it will be appropriate according to the distance ahead of you. You have to come to the parking, and if it is manual gear, you reduce the gears and come to the parking and park safely. After entering the parking, reduce the speed to very slow and balance your vehicle far from the road to the edge of the parking to the right hand side, and park safely. Apply the handbrake. You are securing the vehicle not to move. Then put the gear into neutral or to the park if it is automatic. Otherwise, if it is neutral, then you have to release the clutch if it is manual, as manual student will know, because first of all you are not supposed to release the brake first then clutch. So what happens if the gear is not in neutral, the car may jump. So you have to keep pressing the brake, then release the clutch. If the clutch is released, then you can, right? Then you have to remove the seat belt, unfasten, saying thanks. The students are taking the advice from the experienced students. That means the people who have already failed the test. So you have to clearly think that the people who have already failed. So these students are thinking that the failed students are having the experience and they can help them out. They take their advice much more than the instructor, which is not a good way. Because for example, if I'm the student, I have failed with an examiner and he looks like fat, I'll be saying that, see, that fat guy is very dangerous guy. He will not pass anybody. There were 4 people in my car and none of them passed. And 2 times I have seen he has taken all these people and he failed everybody. Maybe those students were not up to the level, that's why he had to fail. But here what happens, it will be creating like a fear inside you. So by chance you are getting the same examiner, that means you are pre-failed, right, psychologically. Sometimes some students are complaining that the examiners are asking us to do which is illegal. That means go to the no entry. I don't think any examiner will ask for that, because the examiners are not here to trick the students. They are here just to check, evaluate the skills of the students. So they will not ask you to do something is illegal or dangerous. As I mentioned earlier, it is the sole responsibility of the examiner. So if he is putting the student in a dangerous situation, and when something goes danger before the student, he is in trouble. So they will not do that. So when the examiner says something, examiners are taking the test of at least 25-30 people a day, and they are well experienced, right? They can evaluate the students very easily. So when they say something, you have to fully comply with that, right? So, and at the same time, the students, they don't have to just listen for the examiner what this guy is going to. No, you observe in your you concentrate in your driving, observe all around. So automatically when the examiner says something, you will listen and do accordingly. That's all. If really it is not no, that means when the examiner says to do a lane change, for example, examiner is telling you when there is a situation, supportive situation, to do the lane change. But by the time when the instruction is given, the situation changed. Sometimes it happens. It's road, other road users. So if you are not able to, you tried, you are not able to, it's okay. It's okay. I can't. The situation is difficult. You can continue with. There is no problem in that. But in test time, we have to think that it is a test. It's the person is sitting there on the right hand side to observe you and to evaluate your skill. So be calm, be pleasant, and be patient. That is the best way to perform a test.